Oké, welkom terug bij deel 86 van de Podcast 2 Career Mode. Wij gaan vandaag beginnen met het derde raceweekend van het seizoen in het Europese Sportscar kampioenschap. Barcelona. We gaan vandaag in deze livestream de training en kwalificatie doen. En we staan op dit moment zesde in de stand, maar volgens mij bedoelen ze daarmee tweede. Inderdaad, met 8 punten achterstand op James Elson aan de leiding. De vorige keer in Hockenheim had ik een goede kans op een podium weggegooid doordat ik crashte in de eindfase met iets van 10 minuten te gaan. Dus helaas zijn we daar een heleboel punten verloren. We wisten wel, zoals je rechts in beeld kan zien, op de Red Bull Ring de race te winnen. Maar de vorige keer dus 14e en 18e en LP2-klasse in Hockenheim. Dus ja, dat was een teleurstellend einde van die race. Maar laten we hopen dat we hier in Barcelona weer wat punten goed kunnen maken. En weer dichterbij James Elson kunnen komen in het kampioenschap. Kan ik ook scrollen naar rechts? Nee, dat kan niet. Oké. Leuk dat je erbij bent, Max. Oh nee, hij doet weer Podcast 2. Nu komen weer 10 Podcast 2 streams. Nou, nee hoor. Ik denk ik ga gewoon even hiermee beginnen. Want ik heb best wel veel zin in deze race. Veranderen wat er in Hockenheim gebeurd is. Hey Sam, thanks for tuning in as well. Hey yo, Nick. Thanks for coming by. It's been a while. Since I last saw you in one of my live streams. But thanks a lot. Yeah, third round of the season in the Portugal 2 Career Mode for the European Sports Car Racing Championship. Second in the standings, even though it says 6 there. I'm not sure why it does that. Because we are second in the LMP2 class. And yeah, let's go into the third round of this season then. I had difficulty still on 100%. We're gonna do an hour practice, hour qualifying, and an hour long race. But the race is gonna be in a separate live stream. Which I might do later today. But yeah, the previous round in Hockenheim, the pace was pretty good. It was a dry race, and I was in the leading group for most of the race. But then I started to lap a couple of back markers and a couple of LMP3 and GT3 cars, because this is a multi-class series. I got caught up with a GT3 car, half spun, got a bit of damage, so I lost a lot of time there, about 10 or 15 seconds. Had to pit a little bit earlier again to fix the damage, or as well to fix the damage, and that lost me even further time. But I managed to actually close up to the leaders again in the second phase of the race, and I got back up into 4th place, and I was very close behind the top 3, but then I spun with about 10 minutes to go on the exit of turn 1, took too much curb, spun into the wall, and that was my race over, finished last. So let's try to do better in this round and get a top 3 finish again to close up to the championship lead. Oké, gaan we even over naar het Nederlands. Laten we gaan even met slicks naar buiten gaan. Met zachte banden natuurlijk. En zo te zien, eindelijk een keer een droge trainen, dat is ook weer heel erg fijn. Voor de rest laat ik wel even alles hoe het is. Oké. Dus we zullen wel zien hoe de pace is in de training. Maar ik hoop wel echt dat we weer een top 3 finish kunnen hebben. We wonnen natuurlijk de race in Oostenrijk. Maar ja, ik weet niet. Het lijkt erop dat we heel erg evenly matched zijn met de rest. Dus het is elke keer weer een beetje een verrassing hoe de race wil gaan verlopen. Natuurlijk in Oostenrijk waren we echt heel snel, vooral in de tweede fase van de race, omdat het toen begon te regenen. Maar in Hockenheim was het wel ietsje lastiger. We waren op zich wel snel genoeg, maar ik maakte helaas een paar foutjes. Anders hadden we daar zeker wel ook een podium kunnen hebben. En ik had toen ook nog een 10 seconden penalty, omdat ik net eventjes iets te snel de pits in ging. Dus laten we de baan op gaan. En kijken wat we in deze sessie kunnen gaan doen. Natuurlijk, Barcelona is wel een circuit wat me op zich wel goed ligt. Ik hou ook wel van deze baan. En ik ken het natuurlijk ook heel goed van de F1 en de MotoGP. Ik moet trouwens heel veel mijn pedalen nog gaan aanpassen. Dus één momentje. Dus ik denk dat we niet zo heel veel tijd nodig zullen hebben om ja, een beetje een degelijke ronde in te krijgen. Dus we zullen wel zien hoe dat zal gaan. En als we natuurlijk in de kwalificatie de pole position kunnen halen, dan is dat ook weer 1 extra punt. En in een seizoen dat maar 4 races lang is, kan dat natuurlijk best wel het verschil gaan maken. Wacht, ik zal nog heel veel de stream delen. Nou, dus, nou, dat hoeft eigenlijk niet, want het is toch nog maar practice en qualifying. Dat doe ik misschien wel voor de race. Oké. Pit limit erop. Oh ja, wat ik ook eens een keer kan proberen is om eventjes een andere preset te maken voor mijn settings op mijn stuur. Want ik heb hem nu weer te gevoelig staan omdat ik F1 of zo gedaan heb. Wat heb ik hiervoor gedaan? Ja, ik heb natuurlijk F1 2020 Kermit gisteren gelivestreamd voor de Grand Prix van Frankrijk. Even kijken, ik zit nu op dus S1. Als ik nou die reserveer voor F1 2020 en de andere voor Project Cars 2, aangezien dat mijn meest gespeelde games zijn, kan ik op die manier makkelijk switchen. Kind of funny, I can understand about 50% of what you're saying when speaking Dutch. Oh yeah, I wasn't sure if you were still there, so I can speak English from now on if you want. I'm gonna have to change my sensitivity on the wheel a little bit, so bear with me. I'm I'm terribly in the way here on the exit of the pit lane, so apologies for that, I wasn't looking. But I'm gonna have to adjust my settings real quick. Cheers. That is the only downside of a Fanatec wheel, that there is, like, you can adjust settings on the wheel itself with the LCD screen, but the thing is that I have to change it every time I switch from F1 to Porsche cars, because they use a different kind of degrees of rotation. So I'm trying to, so it's pretty much 1-to-1 now. I'm trying to like set different presets so I can quickly change between the settings, but it's always a bit of a fiddle trying to get that sorted, but it's good now. So AI doing tool and IQ passes, yeah. So yeah, this is the Sports Car Racing Championship in career mode, and the previous two races were pretty fun. I'm doing 1 hour races for this series, and hopefully I'm aiming to progress into the Global Endurance Trophy after this, where I'm gonna aim to do even longer races. But yeah, the first round of the season was in Austria. I managed to win that race. The race started wet and ended, oh no, it started dry, ended in the wet. But then the previous round of Hockenheim, well, I already explained a little bit, I bottled the race at the end, and I took too much curb on the exit of turn 1 and spun into the wall. Had to repair the damage and finished last in LMP2 class and 14th in total. So yeah, that lost me the lead in the championship, so hopefully we can bounce back from that here, because I do need to finish in the top 3 in the championship in order to progress into tier 1. I'm gonna adjust the brake bias a little bit forwards. So yeah, Barcelona is of course a track we're very familiar with, so that's always nice, because there have been championships that I've done in this career mode with tracks that are completely new to me, like the LMP3 class I did before this. So we should get up to speed relatively quickly. So far the quickest time is 38.8. Driving in the RWD P20 LMP2 car, which feels very different to the Ligier Judd I used in the SRL IMSA series. So into the middle sector. The tires are nicely up to temperature now. Turn 9 just about can't be flat, I don't think. Had to lift a little bit there. Into turn 10. First gear. This is actually the track where I made my SRL F1 debut back in season 2. Don't know if you can remember that, but this is where it all started in SRL for me. It feels like a very long time ago. Right, out of the final corner then, let's see how close we can get to the quickest time. 37.3 to beat. And we are 1.1 seconds off, so that's not too bad. Second place at the moment. That's actually pretty alright. Let's see if we can gain a little bit of time now. Already 6 cents in the first 2 corners there. Nine tenths up now, so usually it takes me a little bit longer to actually get up to speed in practice. I usually do over 10 laps, but I think that won't be necessary today. So let's try to beat that 37.3. .2 up at the moment. Oh, I took a little bit too much curb there. That's gonna cost me a little bit on the straight. And I got a slowdown penalty, which luckily has disappeared again. 1.5 up now. Okay, so this should be good enough to set the fastest lap, which is very surprising. So it seems like the pace is good around here, which is promising, and we need that because I want to get back into the lead of the championship. Because we've got one more round after this in Imola. And then we'll progress into the World Sports Car Racing Championship. So this might be a 36, and it is 36.4. You're looking forward to Ezra on Porsche Cars 2 next year? Yeah, I certainly am. Because I really like this game. And I would love to return to this game for League Racing with SRL. Because, you know, like you said as well, GT Sport is a decent game. And, you know, I kind of like it because it's something different and has some different tracks. I like the customization and stuff like that, but, you know, the handling model in GT Sport is just a bit, you know, arcadey and not very enjoyable. I mean, it's okay, but nowhere near as nice as Porsche Cars in my opinion. So, yeah, I am certainly looking forward to that. Because I really like the LMP2 and the GT3 series on this game that we did. So, well, I think we can bank on this for practice. Like I said before, I usually do a lot of laps, but I think around here that's not really, you know, that's a little bit obsolete maybe because we are top of the session anyway. So let's just skip to qualifying. So 6/10 in front. I'm hoping that the race is going to be dry as well, and qualifying as well for that matter. Because it seems like the dry pace is pretty good. Which class do you like the most out of all the racing classes in Porsche Cars 2? Yeah, I'm not really sure because I haven't tried all of the classes yet. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think so far out of everything that I've tried, maybe GT3. But you know, every class has something nice to it. I don't know. It's all. I like all of it to be honest, but I think the Formula cars in this game are very difficult to drive with no assists, which sometimes makes it very frustrating. I remember when I did the Formula C Championship in this career mode, it was so tough. I mean, it's so difficult not to lose the back end when entering and exiting corners, which makes it fun because it's challenging, but sometimes it's very frustrating as well. Whereas the prototype cars are very stable and pretty easy to drive. Like this LMP2 car, but even LMP1. So, but I also really like the GT3s, and yeah, I like LMP1 and LMP2 as well. And apart from that, I mean, I've only tried Formula C. I've never tried Formula Renault 3.5 and Formula A, but I assume that's even more difficult than Formula C. And yeah, I think if I have to pick one class in this game as my favorite, it's gonna be either LMP1 or GT3. Of course, the LMP1s are faster, so that might be a little bit more fun even. Oh, Formula Renault 3.5 is super fun. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try that at some point in this career mode as well. I'm aiming to go through all of the series on this game. So let's take a bit of fuel out, by the way. Let's go for 12 liters. Well, maybe 15. Gonna turn that down a little bit. Engine braking a little bit higher. Actually, making the engine braking higher actually decreases the engine brake, so yeah, that's Project Cars 2 logic. Same with if you use traction control or ABS, hiring the value actually decreases the traction control. But I don't use it anyway, but if you do, then yeah, that's inverted on this game. So if you've got 0.99 traction control, it means you've got very little, and where you've got 0.01, it means you've got full traction control, basically. I don't know why they inverted it like that, but it's weird. Gonna decrease those a little bit to have slightly less resistance, and gonna use softs as well, of course. Right. By the way, do you have the Spirit of Le Mans DLC? Yeah, I do. I've got all of the DLCs on this game. And the championship I want to do after this is the Global Endurance Trophy. And the final round of that season is the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And I am considering maybe, just maybe, doing an actual 24-hour race. And also, with the Spirit of Le Mans DLC, you get the 24-hour of Le Mans invitational event. I think it's called the 24 Experience. And I want to try that as well, maybe just as a test for the actual race in the Endurance Trophy. So I might make a 12-hour race out of that one, because I'm already talking with Jure as well to maybe team up and do that race together. Also for the 24-hour race. And of course, I am gonna use a driver swap as well for that, because there's no way I'm gonna drive 12 or 24 hours myself, or even together with Jure. So it is something I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and I am not 100% sure yet if I'm actually gonna do it, but I definitely want to make something big out of that. And there's also the classic vintage Le Mans race with the old Le Mans track and old Le Mans cars. And I think I'm gonna save that for the final race of this career mode. That's I mean, that's a very long way into the future, because I think this series will last for definitely another 1 or 2 years. But I think once I've completed everything, I want to do the vintage Le Mans endurance race as the final race in this career mode, I think. So anyway, let's get a lap in here and qualify. And if we do manage to get pole position, it will be 1 extra point. Which we certainly need, because I'm second in the series so far. So into turn 1, braking just before the 100 meter board. And now into turn 3. Easily flat in this car. Turn 4 then. Briefly into second, just to get the revs up a little bit and get the acceleration. Turn 5. Into first briefly even. Gotta say, this car feels really nice. Really enjoy driving this. Into the chicane. Well, I guess it's a chicane kinda. And then turn 9. Yeah, I'm having to lift a little bit. Yeah, it's just about not flat. And now into the hairpin. That was pretty tidy as well. Final sector. And the final chicane. Yeah, this felt like a pretty good lap. We're gonna improve our practice time as well by about a second, so this is definitely gonna be good enough. By a mile. Look at that, 35.2. Wow, 3.8 in front of P2. I certainly wasn't expecting that. I promise you I am running on 100% AI difficulty. But I think we're pretty safe for pole. 2.9 now, so they are improving a little bit. Ja, te leuk dat je er ook bij bent. I have to leave unfortunately, but good talking to you. Yeah, it's thanks for coming by and talk to you next time. Oké, ik ga even terug naar de pits. Gassen met die rammelbak van je, ja inderdaad. Nou, dat is op zich wel gelukt, kijk maar maar staan. 2,5 los. Dus ik doe natuurlijk normaal de practice and qualifying en de race in een aparte stream in deze serie, omdat de race een uur duurt. Dus dat ga ik denk ik weer doen, maar het zou eigenlijk bijna niet nodig zijn, omdat ik echt gewoon binnen een paar minuten door practice and qualifying heen ben gegaan. Hoeveel sta je nou in het kampioenschap? Tweede. Volgens mij met 8 punten achterstand. Maar als we nu de pole hebben, dan is dat wel een puntje extra weer. Dus wordt het nu 7 achterstand. Dus laten we skippen naar het eind. Dus we kunnen misschien wel nu gewoon meteen de race gaan doen. Alleen dan herstart ik wel even snel de stream. Laat me weten of we gaan even iets anders doen tussendoor. Maar dat verbaast me echt. Ik ben nog niet zo snel geweest dit seizoen. 2,5 seconden los. Dat ziet er goed uit voor de race. Zullen we gewoon meteen doorgaan? Want ik wil zeg maar het formaat nu zeg maar constant houden om het steeds in 2 op te delen. Moet wel met een uur werken. Oh, oké. Ja, de race duurt precies een uur. Of moet je over een uur al werken, dus zeg maar al over een half uur zo weg. Kan precies, oké. Ja, sorry, maar dan ga ik heel snel een nieuwe stream starten. Kan precies rijden, hup. Oké, dan gaan we nu beginnen. Ik ga meteen even deze afsluiten en een nieuwe starten. En dan gaan we beginnen met de derde race van het seizoen hier in Barcelona. Dus hopelijk tot zometeen.